What is up, delicious faithful? I'm here to tell you about a podcast called Bag of Hammers. Bag of Hammers is a podcast made up of 4 dudes who work together for a concrete contractor. There's an estimator, a project manager, a superintendent, and whatever it is that guy Andy does. These 4 have a ton of great experiences and a lot of profound ideas. Unfortunately, they've forgotten most of them. They upload a new episode each week, and it can be found on just about any listening platform. Somehow they manage to turn boring topics into a comedy hour, and you'll find yourself laughing along. I know I did. You'll feel like you have learned something and not learned anything at all. It's funny. These guys don't take themselves too seriously. They're having a good time. They take a boring topic, like I said, and they turn it into something hysterically funny, something we can all relate to. So go ahead and check out Bag of Hammers podcast, wherever you get your podcast from.
I'm James of the band Shield of Wings, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Hello.
Okay.
Hey, before we even get started, I don't know if you remember me, but you guys were in my cookbook from like 12 years ago.
Oh, that was a long time ago, man.
Yeah,
For
2000.
those about to cook.
Yeah, that was like 2011 or something.
Okay, well, we have some history, apparently.
Yeah, we have some history. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce. That's my partner, Chris.
Hello.
Bruce, Chris, nice to meet you guys.
How are you today?
I'm doing, I'd say, pretty well.
Good.
All things considered. How are you?
That was fairly hesitant.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you an honest answer, and I had to think about it.
I feel like he might not be being truthful, but we'll go on from there.
Okay.
What's it like in Illinois? Are you brutally cold right now?
It's a little cold. I mean, we've had far worse weather than this. We just got snow New Year's. Mm-hmm. Santa was a little late bringing it for Christmas, but yeah, it's all right.
Okay. Chris,
how's it up? Where are you guys located?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and it's in the 20s with a lot of snow on the ground right now.
Okay.
I'm in North Virginia, just outside DC, and it's fucking cold.
Yeah. Way colder than I like.
Oh man, I'm not used to this.
Do you guys deal with it well, or do you not like it?
No, I hate it.
Dude, I don't deal with cold at all.
Oh, okay.
I want to be in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Like, people complain about the heat and humidity in DC in the summer, and those people are wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take it. Chris, you want to take the lead? You want me to jump in?
You go ahead, Ben.
So let's talk about Unfinished. New record, just about out.
Yes,
how do you feel about it? Are you satisfied with the outcome, and what has been the early on response to the single?
Well, we actually haven't dropped a single yet. We're doing that this Friday. We're releasing the first music video and the first single as the first single. And what was your first question? Sorry.
How do you feel about it, and are you satisfied with the outcome?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, overall, I'm satisfied that I'm happy it's done. It didn't turn out exactly the way I envisioned, but usually things don't. There's so many variables in it. It's shaped into something a little bit different than I planned. But I'm happy with it. I'm glad that it's there. It's concrete now.
So we just mentioned that you guys have been around for a while, and we had talked years ago. But did you find it a lot more difficult, or just different writing and recording in this weird world that we live in now?
Oh, well, to answer that, it'd probably be a complicated, long answer because the band went on a hiatus in 2012. And we didn't start picking up, we didn't pick up till many years later. So a lot of these songs that were written between 2012 and like 2019, but most of them, they're pretty old songs. Band was on a hiatus. And in 2017, I approached the guys and said, hey, I wrote, everybody was doing different things in life. And I said, hey, I wrote a bunch of music. why don't we listen to it? And if you guys like what you hear, maybe we should make a record out of it. So we did that in 2017 and picked 10 songs out of like the 40 something that I wrote. And we kind of polished those up until casually there was a lot of shit going on in life for everybody. And we actually started recording a record in 2020.
So right at the peak of this, right?
Yeah. And did that for maybe took like a little bit more than a year to do all the final tracking stuff, you know. So it probably wasn't like an orthodox recording, you know, studio session. A lot of it was done in different places and mostly in people's homes, things like that. So
amazing.
I'm kind of trailing here. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, that's great. Chris?
Yeah, so you guys mostly self-produce and self-record then?
Yeah, I mean, I did the guitars here, the bass here. We did the drums, like worked out the drums between here and my place and also my drummers. And we did the vocals in a studio, the final vocals for the album. Yeah. So then like the keyboards and orchestrations were also done here.
So why did you choose to do the vocals in a studio?
I don't think I was confident in my audio engineering abilities. I don't have an optimal place. I live near like a road.
Okay.
Like a high traffic road and like audio. I mean, I guess I could have worked something out here, but we just wanted to go somewhere that was nice and quiet
and you can remove that
control.
Fear of waking up the neighbors or having cars on the microphone or whatever.
Yeah. So we decided to go with somebody that was a little bit more experienced than me. You know, I don't have any formal education in audio engineering. I just kind of taught myself from the internet.
Hey, you can get a lot. I have some friends that are using like Nail the Mix or the URM Academy. Their mixes sound killer, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there, man. People, you know, want to learn.
There's also a lot of bad stuff out there.
It's the internet, man.
Yeah.
It's a two-edged sword.
I watched some audio engineering video and I'm like, what the hell? No.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what Nail the Mix is. Is that like a tutorial?
Yeah, it's like a metal mix school. So like for instance, every month they release a new multi-tracks from a huge band. So like sometimes I think they had Born in Winter from Gojira one month, and they have all kinds of, and they get the tracks, and then the mixer, the person that actually mixes the record, sits down and mixes the record with the people for the month and shows them why he made the choices they made. And then at the end, they have the last week is a mix contest where the students get to mix.
Oh, interesting.
For prizes. Yeah.
That's cool. I had no idea.
Yeah. Joey Sturgis runs that.
Oh,
yeah.
Small name.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get back to Shield of Wings. Are you guys planning on doing any sort of live thing, or is that not even a consideration based on our current climate?
Yeah, about that. We're definitely considering it. We have not set up any shows. We didn't line anything up right now. We're just focused on promoting this album until it comes out February 11th. And we're working on some music videos that releasing before and after the release of the album. So, and those are somewhat mostly self-produced as well, you know.
The videos are? Nice. Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the one that's dropping on Friday, I directed, I edited it, and I shot maybe like a fourth of it. You know, obviously I'm in it, so I hired a camera guy and stuff, but we worked with a gaffer as well. But yeah, for the most part, kind of self-produced.
Amazing. So you guys are kind of like a DIY.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're going for, man. I mean, if I can do it myself, I'd like to. It's, you know, it's all fun. So if I can figure out how to do something myself, I'd like to. You know, a lot of it is just limitations because I don't own really high-end cameras, you know, or anything like that, or high-end lights.
Yeah. Would you say creatively, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but creatively, are you a control freak?
I used to be. I definitely to the point where it was like probably a hindrance. I've relaxed a lot more and tried to let things flow more naturally. But I mean, yeah, I think that answers the question.
Cool. I don't mean that in a derogatory. Creatively, I'm a control freak for sure. Like, people don't like working with me because I'm like, no, fuck that. You're not doing that. And I've had more drummers throw sticks at me than I can count on my fucking, like, man, oh man. But so that I asked that. What's that?
Oh, I was just going to ask, is it that way because you find it difficult to articulate your vision, or is it because you just are defiant in what you want and that's how it's got to be?
I think it's because I played in bands for like a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it always pissed me off that the band never sounded good. So the only way I could make a band sound good is to get them to do what I wanted. And then once that happened, I started getting more success. So then with that came more control for me.
So a vicious circle.
Yeah, because I didn't want to sound like shit. And I was always open to other people's ideas.
You just didn't like them.
No, I did like them a lot of the time. But often when people are being when they work together creatively, one person out of that group is predominantly way more creative than everyone else. Predominantly. And that person is driving that vision. And that sometimes creates jealousy and competition within the other people that are going through that creative process. And they sometimes just put out ideas and stick to their ego with that idea for no other reason than to try and take the person that's driving that creativity down a notch because they don't want to feel less creative. Maybe that's an example of it, but that's been my experience. So I'm always open to ideas when people put them on the floor. But like if it doesn't fit the vision, I just say, fuck it, no.
There you go. So I'm going to go back to the record for a second, Unfinished. Is there something you want your fans to walk away from, some sort of feeling or some sort of takeaway after listening to a Shield of Wings record, or more specifically, Unfinished?
Well, I don't personally demand anything of the listener, but I mean, I would hope that they'd be curious enough to look into the songs and maybe try to interpret some meaning, or hopefully it would be encouragement to some listeners, or help them maybe be a little bit more introspective about their own lives. The message and the lyrics, I don't know if I want to say message, but the lyrics in the album are born from a lot of life experience over the past years. I started writing this album in 2012, and till present day, or 2020 when we actually recorded it, the lyrics are a representation of a lot of growth that has occurred in my life over that time. And so maybe they could get something out of it, hopefully something positive, beneficial to their own life. And enter, enjoyment from the audio experience, Was
it strange going back to songs that you had written so long ago and kind of seeing that portrait of yourself where you were at that point?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can relive things from listening to, the songs.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Cool.
Do you shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Of course he did. He's Bruce Moore. He doesn't have a train of thought.
Hey, dude, you're not the only one, man.
I totally lost my train of thought because Chris interrupted with his question.
Everyone's got weed brain today.
Everyone's shit, what was I gonna say? Well, I guess we'll move on from that. But what do you guys have planned next? I mean, you said you're dropping the single on this Friday with the video, and then you're already working on new stuff coming up.
Yeah, I'm currently writing 2 more music videos. And the next thing, I'm actually editing a lyric video that we're going to be releasing later in the month. So that will be the second single. And I'm writing some videos. Hopefully we can do 2 more actual music videos after this, one that will be released before the album, one after. So that's pretty much what's going on right now, other than doing interviews and stuff like that.
So I think I sort of remember what I was going to ask. When you're going back to Chris, fuck you. When you go back to going back through your catalog, some of those songs, like from 2012, they couldn't have been, or were you concerned about how relevant they would have been in 2020? Because things have the whole world has changed.
Sound wise, or like?
Well, I guess both, right? Because even sound wise has changed dramatically with the, technology and equipment, right?
Sure. I mean, I wasn't too concerned with that, the perception of it or it being modern or something like that. I mean, I wrote the songs and I think that I felt good enough about them that I was okay with people hearing them then. Obviously, the song, like the versions that were written in 2012, some of the songs that were written in 2012, 2013, 2014, some of the structures were kind of
dated.
Maybe I just learned more,
right.
And I found better structures for the songs, but a lot of things were polished. And I had ideas of things that I didn't have the capabilities of doing back then. Like I don't have any formal training in like composing an orchestra, but I wanted to do that and better. Right. So I guess just learning over the years, I think I improved my abilities to do that, and I made the music more bombastic. So maybe those songs that were written in 2012 or 2013, they only had like 3 keyboard parts that were supposed to be representative of what an orchestra would be doing. You might have the lead on a piano, some string pads, and a choir.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris?
The other thing I gotta say is I love the flowers in the back, man.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think we've ever done an interview with a metal band where there's like flowers in the back.
Sure.
Or anywhere.
And those are artificial flowers, but
hey, at least it's an attempt, man. It's an attempt.
And from here, I couldn't tell.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be an ass. It's just, we do so many of these interviews, and I'm like, I've never seen flowers.
Hey, flowers are lovely. I'm a fan of the nature.
I 100% agree. Nice. I think a lot of metalheads have that sort of connection with nature as well. Just you look at all those European bands, all the folk metal bands, and like even the black metal bands. They're very, very connected to nature. So
Didn't
it makes
you do a
sense.
Movie about that?
I did.
American, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. I think there's definitely a connection. I don't have anything else, Chris. You got anything?
I don't, man. Thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah, there's lots of tree metaphors on the
record.
Album.
Excellent. Yeah. We'll have to look out for them. Hey, if fans want to find you, can you just drop your socials for us?
Sure. I mean, you can go to www.shieldwings.com, our website, and there's a link tree there. If you type in Shielded Wings into Facebook or Instagram, you can find us there. Honestly, I don't even know the actual.
That's fine. Are you fairly active online?
Yes, we are. The band is, and we're trying to be even more active in this upcoming month leading up to the record. So
yeah, I know it's difficult with life, but I guess it's a necessary evil.
Sure, follow and stay tuned.
Right on. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it, my friend.
All right, thanks a lot, Bruce and Chris.
Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Bye.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.